So this is a very exciting moment. I'm standing here with the first known surviving truly American bowed string instrument. The label inside this viola says, Robert Horne, New York, 1757. This was made not so far from where I'm standing now, to be used, no doubt, in the burgeoning musical and artistic community, particularly around Pearl Street, downtown. It's probable that 13 years after it was made, it would have been used in the first American performance of Handel's Messiah. But looking at this viola, first of all, you see its American characteristics. First of all, it's made from a kind of maple, from sugar maple, which would not be available to an English maker. Because anybody looking at this, who knows something about London making in the late 17th and early 18th century, will recognize the marks of particularly English violin making, but they would not have the opportunity to use this wood. And the second thing about this is this notable dark color. And if you look in this very museum at some of the fashionable, expensive furniture, which started both to be imported and made in America in the middle of the 1700s, you'll see that it has this dark, chocolatey color. At the risk of making string players and musicians uncomfortable, I think it's worth remembering that historically one of our jobs has been to blend in nicely with the furniture and the general ambiance. And there's no question that this viola looks and looked like this in order to match the place for which it's designed to be used. So there's a big question of what would have been played on it. And whilst there's almost no tradition in the middle 1700s of playing the viola completely by itself, there are pieces which could have been played on it. One of the interesting questions is what music was imported to the US and what was published here. And you get a clue from that if you look at the list of music which is to be found at Thomas Jefferson's house, Monticello. On that collection of music, which he collected, of course, not only in America, but also in London and Paris when he was minister there, are up-to-the-minute compositions by Sacchini or Tartini. But also, there are earlier pieces, and most particularly the pieces published in London by the publisher, or two generations of publishers, Playford. One of these was called the Division Violin. I'm going to play a piece from the Division Violin on this because Playford's works were pirated and published in the US in the middle of the 18th century. So it's not unlikely that whoever owned this viola might have played the piece you're going to hear. I'm using a bow of the design of the middle 1700s. This is a copy of the great Paduan violinist, originally born in what is now Slovenia, Giuseppe Tartini's bow. And it was made for me by Antonino Orenti of Genoa. So we're going to play a piece from Playford's Division Violin called The Princess.
Thank you.